Hello, good afternoon. Um, I have a retreat coming up. It's not technically a retreat, I guess it would be more of an immersion into Ashtanga Yoga and Tantra. What we're going to do, so I'll clarify first. Um, I've posted it on Instagram and on Facebook, and all the details are there. And my friend who is hosting me is also posted a few times. So there's plenty of information out there. But the YouTube channel people, a lot of people don't want to go on social media anymore. So, and they don't think of YouTube as social media, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm making a video clarifying. September coming up soon. I know it's not a lot of planning time, but in India, we don't really plan so far ahead. We kind of do things when we have the time and the money. For 2 weeks, I'm going to be in Dehradun, which is in Uttarakhand, which is North India, at the foothills of the Himalayas, where there is a lot of waterfalls and a lot of places to go and spend time in nature. Some amazing, beautiful locations to see. Temples in the south are a little bit more traditional and old-fashioned, but the temples up there, when the people go to them, they're really great. There's some temples we're going to visit. They call Nagdevata temples, Naga temples. Shiva temples are everywhere there. There's some great Kali temples also. So there's going to be an all-around kind of a experience. September 8th, starting at 8 a.m., we're going to have a Mysore program, 8 to 10, well, 8 until everyone's finished, daily, Monday through Friday. And then the following week, the 15th, again, 8 to 10, Monday through Friday. Sunday, on the 14th, we're going to have a workshop, 2 hours, probably, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and how to connect the breath, how to breathe properly first, how to breathe in what they used to call Ujjayi breath, now they call breathing with sound, and connect that to the bandhas and use that during your practice. And then we're going to have a bit of a practice at the end, not a big practice, just some, so that we can access the techniques while we're doing the practice itself, which is not easy at first, but once you've trained yourself, it's not so hard. Well, I shouldn't say it's not so hard, because it's still hard, but it makes it worthwhile because you're moving the energy. Because the practice is really all about moving the energy and connecting. Yoga means union with the divine, so you're trying to connect with something deeper within yourself, and outside of yourself also. So that's going to be 2 weeks of morning Mysore programs. Every day at 3 p.m., Monday through Friday, we're also going to have a session. It's going to be based on who shows up and what they're interested in. If I can tell there's a lot of work to be done in the asana practice, we'll have a few asana workshops. We're going to have a discussion on philosophy, yoga philosophy, tantric philosophy. We're going to go over one day, maybe more than one day. Let's see how many people show up and how many people can access the pranayama. We are going to work on the Ashtanga pranayama sequence. There are 6 different pranayama techniques, and they're in a specific order, and there's a lot of holds. But we're not going to force you to do all of it. We're going to do a little bit, see how everyone can access the bandhas while they're doing it, and then we're going to try and do the next one if that one goes okay. We'll do one at a time and see how it goes. We can have all kinds of, big wasp. We can have all kinds of discussions. First day, we're going to have a Q&A. That would be September 8th at 3 p.m. Questions and answers, what you're interested in, what I stand for. You can ask me anything. You can ask me anything anytime. I'm pretty open about it. So you don't need to wait for then if you're interested. September 7th is Sunday. Most people who are coming should be there by that day, I would assume, because the next morning is, you have to get up and be ready to come to class. So we're going to have a 5 p.m. a meet and greet where we all get to meet each other, talk. We can bring food if you want. We can do whatever. We can sit around and talk. Whatever it is, we're going to meet and talk, whoever's showing up. Okay? So it's pretty simple. The morning is 8 a.m., around 8 to 10. Maybe could go a little bit over if you have a longer practice. It's Mysore style Ashtanga, which means you're going to practice the sequence as you know it on your own. I'm going to be there to guide you. So if you're doing something that's not quite right, or if you need some help in something, I'm there to do it. It's a kind of a private lesson in a group setting. It's a very interesting way to practice, and if you've never done it, it's more fulfilling once you get used to it. Mornings 8 to 10ish, and afternoons 3 to say 4:30 or 5. We have a little time. My friend Shala is there, and he has evening online classes or in-person classes. I can't remember. So we'll end up before those classes are finished. Okay, that means we have all this time during the day, right? We're going to go and to take some trips to some temples. There are lots of things to do in nature there. You can drive up in the hills and just sit and drink some chai, and it's a beautiful, gorgeous outlooks over the mountains and over the valleys. We'll go to, like I said before, Nagdevata temple that is high up, and it's got a beautiful scenery all the way around. It's amazing. There's also a road to Mussoorie, so on, say, a day off, like we'll take Saturday off, Saturday the 13th, we will take it off fully. Mornings, maybe we can go and do a few things. Maybe we can go drive up to Mussoorie. There's also a Nagdevata temple up there that's pretty nice. And it's not too far. Everything's fairly close, but it's a beautiful mountainous road on the edge of the mountains, and there's lots to do there. So we're gonna have daily little trips. Maybe some days nobody wants to go, then we don't go. No big deal. It's gonna be about finding access to feeling yoga within yourself, which to me, in my opinion, is a very healing process. This is going to be about healing. Now, you may not think you need to heal. You may think you're fine. But if you get out in nature and you're doing yoga and you're learning pranayama and you're talking about philosophy, philosophy always involves energy. You're going to start to feel different, and you will feel something wash over you if you are fully present for the experience. Healing happens in all sorts of ways, and we all have things that need healed. Doesn't mean you were physically or mentally abused as a kid or as an adult. Doesn't mean that you were, in any sort of situation that caused you trauma. We all have mental issues based on society and how we're raised, how we've been living, and those mental walls we put up, the yoga starts to tear those walls down. And if you're studying Tantra and doing mantra, which one day we're going to do a mantra, those start to tear the walls down, but they start to open up the energy channels. You start to get emotional and you don't know what to do with it. That's the beginning of the healing process. When you start to feel your emotions in your body and you start to identify where they're feeling, and that's when the energy is starting to move in those little spots. And nothing can be better for you than that, but you also you kind of need a guide to go through it, because sometimes doing all this stuff on your own is super hard. I did it for so many years, and it's not an easy process. So if we're doing it in a group and enough people are there, we will be able to be there for one another. I'll be there for you anyway, because I've been doing this work for over 25 years. And it's something that is worth it. That's why I am doing this. I want us all to have a good experience. And if you don't have a good experience, I want you to be okay with the experience you're having, because every experience isn't meant to be good. It's meant to be an experience that's helping you in the process of unfolding, opening up, expanding your consciousness, becoming more of who you really are, connecting with your deeper inner self, and in that connection, finding a space to love yourself. When you love yourself more fully, you can love other people more fully. There's nothing wrong with, it's not an ego thing to love yourself. We have to feel love. And if we feel love and we're always turning it outward, but we never turn it inward, there's some healing that needs to happen. There's a reason we're doing that. So this is going to be, I'm inviting you to come and have an experience that takes you within yourself. I want you to focus on that. We're going to learn as much as we can in this time period, and I hope it becomes revelatory for you if you show up. So get in touch with any questions. You can do it through my YouTube channel. You can do it through my Instagram channel, In Her Lap. You can do it through my Facebook if we're friends on Facebook. You can also do it, if you have my WhatsApp, you can do it through that. Okay, that's all I got to say. I hope to see some of you. There are several people who are already saying they're committed, but they haven't paid yet, so that doesn't mean they're committed yet. But it should be a nice group, and come join us. Ciao.